Vsauce! Kevin here. Go to a restaurant, look at the menu, and then eat it. Molecular gastronomy is an innovative way of cooking that combines culinary arts with science. As food is prepared and combined in what's called a colloidal system, ingredients go through physical and chemical changes. Chefs utilizing molecular gastronomy use their artistic and technical abilities to influence the food's transformations. These techniques turn boring traditional cuisine into a modern sensory experience. By looking at food simply as states of matter in different types of colloidal systems, foam, solid foam, gel, emulsion, and solid emulsion, molecular gastronomists prepare unique dishes like this deconstructed baby corn, or this creative take on lemon chicken. And they bring unique tools into the kitchen such as hypodermic syringes for spherification, which involves liquid-filled beads that create gel equivalents of foods ranging from caviar to ravioli. The vacuum machine is used to suck out air from a bag in order to use a cooking technique called sous vide, which slowly cooks the food in heated water to retain moisture. Or another important tool that they use, liquid nitrogen. Robin Sue Fisher, founder of Smitten Ice Cream in San Francisco, wanted to make ice cream as fresh as possible that didn't require a bunch of chemicals to preserve, and her solution was liquid nitrogen. It's nitrogen at an extremely low temperature in a liquid state, first liquefied at Jagiellonian University in 1883 by Polish physicists Zygmunt Wróblewski and Karol Olszewski. By using liquid nitrogen, Fisher found that she could rapidly freeze ice cream, allowing her to make each serving fresh right when a customer orders. Chef Hamro Cantu at Moto Restaurant in Chicago makes edible menus. And this bread and butter menu was one of the first. Cantu's masticable menus include one printed on a salad roll, which after reading the menu, the customer just rolls it up and eats it. For printing, they use a modified inkjet printer with cartridges filled with food-based ink, like juiced carrots, tomatoes, and purple potatoes. One of Moto's most innovative courses is a play on fried chicken, in which noodles and biscuits are made with dehydrated, freeze-dried chicken ground into a powder. If you want to experiment with molecular gastronomy yourself, the YouTube channel Molecular Flavors has tutorials anyone can follow with the right ingredients. Like this frozen chocolate wind that uses soy lecithin, which is a natural emulsifier that changes watery solutions into an air-like substance. Or these surprise bubbles that use calcium lactate and sodium alginate derived from brown algae to create spheres. You can also check out their website that offers kits with everything you need to try molecular gastronomy techniques at home. Enthusio Chefs is another great channel that features videos like this reverse spherified poached egg that uses xanthan gum, a mixture of two calcium salts called gluco, and egg white powder to recreate just the whites of a poached egg. They also make powdered ice cream inside candy strawberries, and milk where they use milk to make cheese and foam to create this. And while to some molecular gastronomy could be considered a novelty, it does combine science, technology, creativity, and sustenance in exciting ways. And really, I just kind of want to try strawberry spaghetti. What about cheeseburger spaghetti? Pizza spaghetti? And as always, thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Michael Lasconis, Executive Pastry Chef at Le Bernardin here in New York City. Today I'm going to prepare a deconstructed tiramisu where we present the familiar flavors in a new textural context using the EC Gourmet Whip Plus as well as the injector tips. So let's get into the kitchen. So the first step for our sort of deconstructed tiramisu will be to prepare the mascarpone cream. So we're going to start with 250 grams of mascarpone, 150 grams of heavy cream, 25 grams of honey, and then lastly 25 grams of granulated sugar. So we're going to start with the mascarpone into a mixing bowl here. And then we're going to thin that out with the heavy cream. So we have the honey and the sugar, but we're kind of keeping the sweetness to a minimum because we're getting so much sweetness from other elements of the dessert, which we'll see later on. We're going to transfer that to the EC Gourmet Whip Plus. Now, although that I've taken steps to ensure that there aren't any lumps, just in case, I want to strain this mixture. Now, EC was genius in thinking up this funnel and sieve set, which fits directly into the canister. So I didn't have any lumps, but it was good insurance just to make sure. So as I mentioned, I tailored this recipe just for this size canister, and you'll notice that the canister isn't full, which is really important because we need to leave room for the gas that we're going to be putting in there. And actually, the canisters have a handy little guide there so you know whether or not your canister is too full. So before we charge, we want to make sure the lid is securely tightened and that the threads aren't crossed. Then we're going to load that with a single EC cream charger. We put it in the top here. And then what I like to do is to turn it upside down as I dispense the gas to kind of let all the gas go through the material on the inside. And then from there, we're shaking it to distribute that gas. So while our mascarpone cream is chilling in the EC canister, we're going to prepare the second component, which is a coffee caramel. Basically, we're going to have a cylinder of a coffee flavored caramel that we're going to fill with the mascarpone cream. We're going to take fondant, glucose syrup, and isomalt. Cook it over heat to about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Pour it out onto the silicone mat and allow that to crystallize and harden. Then we're going to add it to our coffee grinder. We need to take our caramel powder and we're going to sift it into a little rectangle template. We're going to add some coffee, then we're carefully going to place another silpat over the top of that. And then from here we're going to go into the oven. So this is a 300-degree convection oven, and it's literally going to be in there for about 90 seconds. I'm going to turn it halfway through. Okay, we're at the 45-second mark. All right, I think we're ready. So carefully remove the top silpat, and then what I have left is a very thin sugar rectangle. From here, I'm just going to heat them up again in the oven so we can form them into cylinders. Okay, so now it's time to plate the dish. The rest of the dish is comprised of a coco pain de Gênes. That's going to be soaked in a rum and coffee syrup. Then we have 3 sauces, a caramel sauce, a lemon cream, essentially a lemon curd, a chocolate sauce, some more of our micro-ground instant coffee, and of course our mascarpone cream and the coffee caramel cylinders. So we're going to start with our pain de Gênes. 2 pieces just soaked in our coffee syrup. And now to fill our coffee cylinders, the conventional tip for the EC doesn't really work with the mold we use. Now, we used to do a dish here at Le Bernardin where we did a much bigger cylinder that we could fill with the conventional tip. But I'm crazy about this new injector tip, which has a very, very fine diameter that we can fill almost anything. This is actually the larger size and an even smaller size. You could fill something like a pot of choux puff or something very, very delicate with these. So onto the filling. I'm going to put my thumb over one end to keep it from shooting out the other side. And you'll see how beautiful that comes out, just like the texture of whipped cream. There you go. Plate one. And to finish the dish, we'll take some of our caramel sauce, our lemon cream, finely a little chocolate spice. And to punctuate the coffee flavor, some of our instant coffee. So here we have our deconstructed tiramisu featuring the Gourmet Whip Plus and the EC injector tips.